A little more volume on the highways this morning and usual delays building on 135 southbound exiting to 47th Street. Also heavy on 47th near Broadway. Up to speed on Kellogg with just a slight delay exiting to westbound K96. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Mostly cloudy skies this morning. Will turn mostly sunny this afternoon. A warmer day with a high of 64. Southeast winds go northeast 5 to 15. Becoming mostly cloudy tonight, upper 30s for the low. Mostly cloudy, mild Friday, high 62. Do expect some late day showers on Friday, turning into a more soaking rain on Valentine's Day with a high of 55. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here to Rome Report. Remember yesterday when I said it was the first time in a long time, maybe ever, that I agreed with something LeBron James said? LeBron said the Lakers are not a championship caliber team. No cap. LeCap, you're not. I also mentioned that they're probably not even a get out of the first round team. And I said that because they don't guard anyone ever. So what happens? They hit the floor last night, and Victor Wembanyama dropped 37 on them in the first half. 37. And he finished with 40 in only 26 minutes. And it would have been so much worse if his coach, Mitch Johnson, had not pulled him off the Lakers. I know Johnson did the right thing. I just wish he hadn't. Me, Wemby, and the rest of the world want to see Wemby drop 80 on these slugs. And he would have if his coach let him. And no, I don't care how many Lakers sat that one out. Availability is your best ability, and the Lakers are one busted up, arthritic crew. Hit that with some Bengay and try to keep Cooper Flagg under 50 when you see him Thursday night. I'm Jim Rome.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Well, good morning there, everybody. Glad to be with you here on Sports Daily. It is a Thursday. It is a reaction Thursday of sorts as we make our way through last night's Wichita State and KState basketball games. Pretty interesting stuff both ways, but for maybe different reasons. We'll get to all of that throughout the show today. We're going to be taking your calls at 869-1240. That's the KFH hotline. We've got you on 12 News Connected. Appreciate you watching there. Also, Facebook, YouTube, X. Appreciate you joining the video streams that way as well. You can leave your comments on those platforms. You can also find us on the Odyssey app. Leave us voice messages there. Glad to have everybody here with us. We're going to get into Wichita State, get into K-State, and all the while, we will be taking your comments. Tim Fitzgerald's going to join us in the next hour as he is making his regular Thursday visit on the day after Jerome Tang takes a different approach in the postgame. We'll get into all of it. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, with a Keep the Glass special for you and your Valentine. 1 appetizer, 1 pizza, 2 local craft beers, and 2 WBC pint glasses to keep for only $45 on February 13th and 14th. So tomorrow and Saturday. Only $45 for a Valentine's Day date, and you get a gift. Available at all 3 WBC locations on February 13th and 14th. Pizza and beer made here. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. What if we just skipped the Shocker and K-State talk? What if we talked about hobbies? Maybe like knitting, basket weaving, even jogging, if you will, if people are into the jogging.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hobbies right now besides watching.
Maybe we should get some. We should get some.
Come up with something. Better way to spend a Wednesday night. That's rough. For the Shockers. Losers.
If I wasn't such an empath, I'd have a paper bag on my head right now on the radio. If you're listening to me in your car and not watching the stream, just imagine I have a paper bag on my head right now.
It was the wrong time to play. Boy, one of your worst games of the year. Wichita State falls 66-58. Just not a good offensive effort. TJ was in the post game.
Come on.
And he will enlighten us into some of the vibes after the game. The American went BS crazy last night.
That's the thing. That's the thing is that you're not as upset as that you lose to South Florida. You are, but then it's like you go in there and you check the ESPN out. I mean, literally, as I'm sitting there listening to Coach Mills talk, I was like, I wonder what happened in that Tulsa game, and it was just like, come on, you got to be kidding me.
Tulsa lost. Temple lost. A Shocker win, and they'd have been in first place all by themselves. They'd have been tied with Tulsa. They'd have been tied with Tulsa.
Then they could have been by themselves on Saturday.
Yeah, my goodness, it was all right there for us. The reality, though, of a night like that is it's a 9-team race right now to get one of those top 2 seeds, and that's all that matters.
And it's a question.
You're racing to finish second. You're absolutely racing to finish fourth or better because that's 2 buys. But first and second get 3 buys in the conference tournament. So that's the race right now. And that race is separated. South Florida has 3 losses from Tulsa down to Tulane. It's all separated by 2 losses. Yep. And they are beating up on each other. So
yeah. It's interesting where they are right now because of what happened last night. There's 2 routes you can think about it as. There's the one that I just brought up is the fact it's like, that sucks. They could have been in first place real easily, controlled their own destiny, and it's just gone. Then you also could think about it as the fact of like, well, they lost, but Tulsa and Temple lost, so that helps their second place chances,
Yeah, look, it is. Like, it's the and we'll get into this in the next full segment. It sucks because they played so bad, right? Like that's the part they didn't
even. They played good for 30 minutes though. I felt like, and then it was bad.
They played bad on offense. South Florida's not a good defensive team. They scored 33 points in the first half. They didn't play good on offense in either half. They played great defense in the first half.
In relative terms, they played winnable for 30 minutes.
Yeah, because their defense was great in the first half, I guess. But, I mean, 33 points and a half isn't enough. It was a bad night to have a bad night. But, again, they've positioned themselves over the last couple of weeks where Saturday's game is massive. You beat Tulsa. You're going to be tied with them in the loss column. We'll see what happens. I don't think Temple or Charlotte's going to be able to stick at 4 losses. And you play Temple, so you're not going to get to play South Florida again. Okay, so maybe South Florida goes on a heater. South Florida's really good. And okay, now you're in a race for second. Well, you play Tulsa and Temple, right? Charlotte's not going to stay unbeaten, and you beat Memphis and you play Memphis. So there's a lot of control left for the Shockers. However, I want to be realistic with this too. No, they're not running the table here. That seems unlikely in this year's American, right? And I don't see any team running the table from here on out. Most teams in the American still have 6 or 7 games left on their schedule. So is anybody going 7-0 or 6-0? Probably not. Not based on what we've seen the American this year. So, Wichita State's going to have to just play better, right? They just can't have duds like they had last night, and you let the chips fall where they may. They're going to get into the conference tournament. But man, top 4 makes a huge difference. Top 2 is, I mean, it's crazy how much of an advantage finishing in the top 2 is this year.
Yep. Did you see what the attendance number got to last night?
No. I had the box score and everything.
Shoot me a guess.
I just saw it. I just saw it.
Just
66, 76. You know what's interesting about that I'm curious about is GA sold out. We heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be a lot of no-shows. The holes in the seats were right behind the broadcast table, right behind the bench where you would assume season tickets are.
GA was fine. Like, students were really good. This is the best student section I've seen.
I think you had some Wednesday night no-shows, some Wednesday night businesses with tickets that didn't get them used. I think you had that kind of a thing. So if they replicate the GA for Saturday, it's going to get close. I still
think it'll be fine for Saturday. I think that, you needed the hype train to push you over the edge probably that you could have. And now, there's a little bit of, man, on Thursday morning. I don't think that the ticket sales are going to be skyrocketing as they were, but it was not the number I expected it to be. I think that it was, when you sell out GA and you have a number that doesn't get to 7,000, that means a lot of non-GA didn't come.
It's a Wednesday night. It's the Wednesday night thing. I mean, look, 66-76 in the American is going to be good. I doubt anybody else.
It's the best crowd of the year, but to toot around all the stuff that you wanted to do to make this the biggest stage of the year and everything, and whatever. People have jobs. I'm not going to sit here and complain.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get there.
You know what you absolutely can't do in that situation. If you're the head coach, you can't go in the postgame press conference and complain about it. But people do that. Paul Mills did not.
Yeah.
Good job, Paul Mills.
You can't do that. No, you cannot do that.
There's a certain coach that's done that on occasion.
Yeah. Total attendance for the year. The Shockers trail only Memphis, who has an average attendance just under 10,000. Then it's the Shockers, then South Florida, actually, who is quite a ways behind Wichita State. So they're sitting up in the tier they need to be. There's no reason Memphis should outdraw Wichita State. But they are. They're almost doubling them up. Let's go, Shockers. Saturday night. We'll talk about what went wrong last night when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. We are glad to be here with you. Thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for keeping us fueled up here this morning. And we want to say thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. Now is the time to get a little golf in. They open things up on a Monday, which is unusual this time of year, President's Day, to get a little golf. So Crestview folks listening to the show, you better get on it. Tee sheets are out. And for the non-members, if you're looking for a great place to go play golf, hang out, hang with friends, great pool, great tennis, give Crestview a call. Great membership opportunities this time of year. There is a wine and wing member mixer coming up soon. Just one example of some of the cool stuff that they do for you out there. Get a bunch of wings and a little bit of wine and have a good time. I don't think I'm going to be able to find golf time this weekend. It's a busy weekend, unfortunately. We might get a little rain out there, so could be a little damp and soggy. I keep getting on to myself, TJ, like, I need to be playing golf. And then I'm like, it's February 12th, you idiot. Like, there'll be plenty of time. Settle down. But I want to play. I got the itch. Played one time, and now I got the itch. We come back in. Shockers fall last night. 66-58. Okay. It was a good environment. Maybe not quite the crowd that we'd hoped for, but GA did well. That's all I think you can ask for. The Shocker normal crowd on a Wednesday night. Just get there Saturday. There's an incredible game by Will Berg, and that's about it. The Shockers 6 of 29 from 3. Horrible. They were settling for threes far too often, I thought, and it killed them. It killed them. It's like they forgot how to play offense. For 3 weeks, we've talked about how much better this team's gotten because they've got 2 or 3 guys who can attack the basket now and do these things. And, man, we reverted back to some bad habits last night, to my eye, just chucking up deep shots for no reason, really, early in the clock. I just thought it was a tough night to have a bad night, TJ. They hadn't played a bad game in a while, and they played a bad game last night against a good team, and it cost them. Despite a 7-point halftime lead, they just could not get anything going on offense. Well, they had a stretch to end the game of like 2 for 17 to end it. And most of those weren't good shots, you would say.
Yeah, there was a lid on the basket in that final 10 minutes for sure.
Was it a lid on the basket? Some of those shots were awful.
I mean, some of them weren't great shots, but I think it's also the fact of they went cold, and then it was like, well, we're going to need to start figuring out a way, and then it kind of got desperate.
It felt like
then
it
kind of got desperate. Yeah, it did, and I don't know. I think the one thing, if you want to peg it down to anything, is that you look at the Tulane game. They didn't play good in that game, but they did enough to go get a road win. As we talked about on Monday morning, is that they didn't play good, but they played tough. That's all that you can ask for. If you play tougher than the other team, you can still win a game if you don't play good. And honestly, neither team really played good last night. South Florida didn't play very well either.
Both teams deserve defensive credit. Both teams were good on defense. Which
you can say that, or you can also just say it was bad offense. I mean, South Florida turned it over 13 times and a half.
Yeah.
So.
But South Florida was real handsy. How many steals did they have in that? 12 steals in that game. So did the Shockers. I thought South Florida's was there. There was both, right? There was carelessness and there was a lot of effort, and the officials were letting them play through stuff. The officials had a loose whistle last night, and both teams kind of played to that. But I just go down and Kenyon Giles has 24 points, and I don't mind him firing away, but not when you're 4 or 14, right? That's
what I'm saying. I think it's just that final stretch that just kind of got desperate and just tried to figure out any way to make things happen. But I think the one thing, if you want to peg it down to anything, is that they were out rebounding the crap out of South Florida in the first half. At one point they had 10 offensive rebounds in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. And we're beating them by 7 in the rebounding battle, I believe, or something of that nature. And then they went on the big run, and then they couldn't get a board for the life of them. They were giving up offensive rebounds. They were, they weren't getting, we talked about that there was going to be a dog fight, and it was for 30 minutes. And then the dog just left Wichita State, it seemed like. And, like I'm saying, like South Florida really didn't even play good on that stretch either. Like, they made a couple threes, and just Wichita State just didn't have an answer the entire final 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it was a bummer. It was a bummer time to play it that way. I do think, like, why are we getting like Karan Boyd didn't take a lot of shots, Bati didn't take a lot of shots. Like, those guys have to be volume guys to me a little bit too. So whatever, you go back to the drawing board. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. Like, I'm not, if they rattle off a couple performances like this in a row in these big games, I'm going to start to worry again. I'm going to worry a lot again. So get to the point where you can go back to the drawing board a little bit on offense, get back to the things that have made you great all year, but don't ever lose that energy that you brought, and you'll be good. That was the, oh boy. So Giles, I'm just looking at his shot totals. It was 6 against Tulane, 13 against Charlotte, in which he hit 4, 8 Tulsa, 8 Memphis, 15 East Carolina. I don't know what the magic number is, and maybe it's fine that he takes 14, right? Again, he's a 39% shooter on the year. So there's a part of me that's like, shoot away. And it's not even the volume as much as some of those shot decisions weren't good. And it felt like he had to do it or something. You know what I mean? Like, I got to take this shot because we're not getting anything else. And that's where it's like, okay, how do you snap out of that as a team? right, and try to generate something some other way. It wasn't going to happen down low in this game. Like, this wasn't a game where it's like, oh, just feed Berg and Okorafor. And that's been a challenge for the team all year. We'd just seen Karan Boyd and Battie and some other guys step into those roles a little bit better lately. Not today. We lost your microphone there, TJ. It's a bummer because we hyped it up as much as we did, and the crowd showed up and saw one of the worst efforts we've seen in a while. That's what bummed me out. Like, how many people went because they're bought in now and they're like, oh man, maybe the Shockers really are good this year, and went and saw that game. And you're like, just give them another chance. Like, I promise that's the worst they've played in a while. Don't let that be the one. But it's just a game. Look, it's a game. You lost a home game to a really good South Florida team in a league where road teams are winning every single night. Big picture doesn't matter that much outside of the implications of they could have been up at first. I mean, it matters in that regard. That's not what I'm saying. It matters a great deal, but it doesn't matter to the sense of the sky is falling. They lost a bad game. If we see them come out and play really well against Tulsa, then whatever, water under the bridge, right?
Yep.
That's the part that matters.
It is. It sucks. It's more so just sucks because it's a Debbie Downer. Like, you have all these people that, you're talking about packing the roundhouse, and, all these alumni are getting back on board, and it feels like everything is building, and like this could be an absolute springboard. You win 2 games, and hindsight with the games that were lost yesterday by Tulsa and Temple, like, Wichita State could have been in first place in the conference, sole possession, had, a sellout on Saturday night, and people would be sitting there talking about, like, man, Shockers might be back. This is a bunch of fun. Like, there was talk that the Shockers are back, and then the Shockers just let you down on that stage that they kind of built up for themselves. Like, Coach Mills talked about it after the game. It's a disappointment, in terms of, that game, losing on the stage that was kind of built for them with the schedule for one, and then looking at the box scores of the American Conference last night, it's an even bigger disappointment in terms of what was there in front of them, and they couldn't find a way to get it done on a team that they beat on the road already, and a team that they were winning with 10 minutes to go. That's what I'm saying, and I'm with you. Like, it sucks, and you can make your glass half full, and you can say that if they win on Saturday, they could still control their own destiny to get the 3 buys. Like, that'd be good. Then, it wouldn't be any different than if you're the one of the 2, basically. And it's like, and that part's right. Like, if you want to look at it that way, but like, in terms of just the vibes around the program, you had such a chance to just get everybody that jumped off the ship to get back on.
Take it through the roof. Look, and it's baby steps. I think we're probably oversimplifying what it will take to get 10,000 people in there consistently.
I know, but they were gonna. If you do it once and you win, and it's crazy, and you beat the rival that's in first place, like, that's enough to make me want to buy a ticket to come back to watch them play Florida Atlantic.
We saw them do it against Memphis. I mean, that game was electric, right? It's not that you have to, in order to get that back. One, you have to have sustained winning. So you need to reach the NCAA tournament. You need to win a bunch of games early to get a number by your name. You need to schedule well. Like, you got to do all of that stuff to get it back consistently. It took a long time, right? And COVID disrupted every live event space that there is. Like, you got to fight really hard right now, and you got to have sustained success, and you've got to have people really believing that this team is good enough to go, do something special in the postseason. And at the end of the day, TJ, like, we want to be excited about it. They're 15-10, right? They're not 24-2.
There's a way that they can, yeah. I mean, they've lost some silly games. Like,
this wasn't a silly loss. This wasn't one of those silly losses.
They have in the past, though. Yeah, they have in the past, though, and that's what,
right.
Is making it hard. And
you eliminate some of those, and
if you don't lose to Rice, if you don't lose to Western Kentucky, if you find a way to win those games against Boise
Charlotte.
State and St. Mary's, like you could be talking about something, and like we'd have already sold this place out. Like it's not gonna, and that's so hard about this is that like I've said it before this season, like they find a way to lure you back in, and then they just break your heart, and then you just repeat the cycle, and then they're going to go win 5 straight again, and it's like, okay, here we go, and then yep, sorry.
They got to find medal winning biathlete of 2026.
That's right.
Sorry if you don't recall the athlete confessing his infidelity to his short-term girlfriend on worldwide television. But it's look, they got to come back. They got to beat Tulsa. So I the pipe dream of sellouts the rest of the way took some damage last night. I think
it's a pipe dream of a sellout took some.
Well, that's yeah, okay. A sellout's fine. A sellout can happen when a big time opponent comes in. I'm talking.
It hasn't happened in 5 years.
I'm talking about the pipe dream of averaging 8,000 fans a night, which isn't a pipe dream because that's been them, not that long ago. That took probably a pretty good hit last night. But the dream of getting into the top part of the conference, it'll be just fine. They got help last night. They got help. It's going to be a crazy finish. They have coming down the stretch. They have the game against Tulsa Saturday. You've got at East Carolina, which should be a win. Home against Temple. At Memphis. At UTSA, and home against Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic is very much in the mix here. So you've got, games with Tulsa, Temple, Memphis, and Florida Atlantic that mean a ton. And you've got 2 road cupcakes you better win against East Carolina and UTSA. Is 4-2 in that stretch going to be good enough to put you inside the top 4? That's the question right now. Inside the top 2, you probably just going to have some help, I would imagine. But is 4-2, which would make them 11-7 in the league, going to be good enough to get inside that top 4? I don't know. It will, without looking at everybody's schedule. But in this league, it doesn't really matter. These teams all beat each other, and that's the Shockers are a part of that too, right? Like I don't want to pretend like they're doing something that literally all the teams in the league aren't doing. It's happening to every team in the American. It's an even league. We knew it. We knew it coming into the year. It was an opportunity, but the reality is there's a lot of teams that profile kind of the same, right? And we're seeing that play out every night in the league. You look at the scoreboard and you're like, whoa, look at that. Look at that outcome.
Now I think that the biggest question, and I'm sure that Taylor Eldridge is going to be putting out a bunch of stuff about this in the coming days, but like the way that South Florida, like they found a way in that final 10 minutes to really coaches always say muck it up. They kind of mucked it up of, packing in, like I don't really know what happened, but they completely threw off their groove of maybe taking away an inside game, and that's why Giles was shooting so many threes because the only thing they could have going, and then they got cold, and then it's like, as we've said, like the biggest problem of this team is that it's going to be Valentine's Day, and the best way that you have to win is Kenyon Giles making a bunch of threes, and everybody and their sister knows that in the American Conference now. And everybody's finding a way to figure out a way to stop that.
Well, everybody knew that when were on a hot streak too. But Williams, Battie, and Boyd can't combine for 6 free throws in a game, and so because they're going to have to attack the basket and get to the line. I mean, that's a part of the Shockers' game. If the Shockers shot a high free throw percentage, their record would be like unreal. Because they have several players that can get to the line, and they didn't get any of that last night. The refs were letting them play physical. They were letting them play through stuff. And so the adjustment, I think, was, well, now what do we do? And Giles, who feels the weight of the world, I'm sure, is like, well, I could do a step back 3 again. Yeah. Like, we're 6 seconds into the shot clock. Don't really know what's happening. Let me go step back 3. And sometimes he hits all those, but he wasn't hitting them last night, and they just couldn't adjust.
It's, by the way, Will Berg last night. That dude is going to end up in a hospital the way that he plays basketball. He's going to shatter his tailbone. Like he hits the ground hard. He goes after every ball though. Like he is so good at offensive rebounding.
The amount of offensive rebounds are great.
He's and to the point that we've talked about, and that, you know, I know Taylor wrote an article about, is that the Wilberg experience is that dude is going to get you an offensive rebound, and then the entire arena is going to hold their breath about what comes next, basically, because it's either sometimes he'll dribble and it'll get stripped, or he'll come down and he'll try to draw a foul and won't get it and misses, or he'll just miss the bunny, or he'll dunk on somebody and like everybody's like, "Whoa, hey, look at Will."
It's the Will. My kids love calling him Wilberg.
It's an absolute paradox. But there's a guy, I don't know if he listens to the radio. I hope he does. He sits behind where the media sits, probably about 5 rows up. Every time that dude scores or goes to the line or anything, all that we hear, it gets quiet and you just hear the iceberg.
Wilberg, the iceberg. I like it. I like it. He's everybody's favorite because of that energy. Like he's a shocker. Like he looks like a shocker, right? Just getting in there, getting after it. Chris brings up a good point real quick. We haven't mentioned this. Bruce Hurdle, the great Bruce Hurdle, hosted this show for a long, long time. It retired officially from the business yesterday. He's been in Denver. I know a lot of people probably thought he retired a long time ago. He's been working in Denver. Chris says it'd be great to get him on the show. We're working on it. Bruce will come on with us. I've already talked to him. Let's let him get retired and settled because it's chaos. And then we'll get Bruce in. Well, I'd love to hear what Bruce thinks about the Shockers. He's watching them. Big Shocker guy, Bruce Hurdle. But congrats on a 40-year career to Bruce Hurdle, former host of this show. All right, we're coming right back. When we return, oh boy, we'll go to Manhattan. Stick around.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
we investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Taco Bell hooking you up with everything you need for the ultimate college hoops road trip. One winner scores a $700 StubHub gift card to pick a game or event they want to go to. $500 to cover your hotel stay, $50 gas card to get you there. All you have to do is text the keyword taco to the number 20357 for your chance to win. Message and data rates apply. You can enter once per 24 hours. You can find the full rules at kfhradio.com. Welcome back in, TJ. I noticed we have the K-State Jerome Tang Coaches Show tonight. That should be interesting. That'll be right here on KFH at 7 o'clock. And maybe we'll get more than a couple of minutes from last night. So K-State gets smashed last night.
We've got the press conference.
What's that?
We've got the press conference queued up.
We do. Yep, they get smashed. The final was, I want to make sure I give you the right number here.
91-68.
Yeah, 91-62, even worse. There's a 29-point loss to Cincinnati at home. That's only slightly
a team that also
point loss at home to Iowa State.
Yeah, it's a team that also wants to fire their coach, and you lost by 30 to them.
And
the brown paper bags came out.
McGriff is there now. He was healthy for the game. I don't know what to say. Here's Jerome Tang after the game, again, stealing the headlines with the postgame.
This was embarrassing. These dudes do not deserve to wear this uniform. There will be very few of them in it next year. I'm embarrassed for the university. I'm embarrassed for our fans, our student section. It is just ridiculous. We got practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will get this thing. I have no answer and no words. So y'all got 2 questions. So whoever want to ask 2 questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability right now. But right now, I'm pissed. This is all right. Questions.
I guess it's just kind of because if you look at your road and home splits, last 4 road games, you've been down the wire.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked the staff this week that same question, and they said that more the opponents. You play I don't know, because I followed Minnesota last year closely, and they played great on the road and struggled at home. So then they started staying in hotels at home, like treating it like a road game. And so I even talked about, hey, do we need to change that change? But no, none of that crap matter, man. These dudes got to have they got some pride, man. They got some pride. It means something to wear a K-State uniform. It means something to put on this purple, man. Our everything this university is about and all that it's been about, why I love this place, man. Like they don't love this place, so they don't deserve to be here.
What did you make of the student section with paper bags on their heads?
Yeah, I'd wear a paper bag too if I was them.
I mean, it's as real as we've heard Jerome Tang be. Refreshing in that sense. Doesn't help the fact that they can't win it. Look, he's lost. He doesn't know what to do. He's tried everything. He tried having their back in a post game. He's tried blaming the NCAA for their struggles. He's tried. He's tried everything.
It's at the point now where I feel like you just can't pull this card. Whenever a week ago you said that you're not disappointed because you know how hard they're working, and then today, and then last night you come out and say that they have no pride. Like half of them aren't going to be here next year. Like
you can pull whatever card you want because you can't find the answer. Like he's searching desperately for the answer.
My takeaway from this, and I saw multiple people say this on social media last night, is that it's not a secret the struggles that Jerome Tang has had, and it's digressed year by year, and so you could point your finger and say it's a Jerome Tang thing. You watch the basketball and you can talk about X's and O's of where they're lacking in that category and things and say what you want about Jerome Tang. And then to me, he goes into the press conference and then now he's just lighting everything on with gasoline, basically covering everything in gasoline just for whenever it gets set on fire, that it all goes up in flames. Cause at this point it's like, we've been saying, it's like, they don't have $18 million to pay that buyout. Like there's no way they can fire him. And it's like, well, he just said his team sucks in a press conference. Like, who's going to come play for him next year if he's still like it's up in flames at this point. Like, I have no idea where they go from this, and it's
who's going to come play for him. Bad the last 2 years. These guys
they did it this year. They got PJ Haggerty. They had
he's getting paid. That's the thing that K-State doesn't have a problem with right now is the resources to bring these guys in.
I'm at the point now where I'd take $1 million pay cut to where I wouldn't have to go to a place where they're wearing brown paper bags on their heads.
No, you wouldn't.
Not $1 million. I'd take a $20,000 pay cut.
Would you? Would you walk away from $20,000?
If it was between K-State and KU, yeah, I'm going to go to KU where they're hugging players on the court and going nuts. That's an example,
they're not
but
recruiting the same kind of players.
I know, but
PJ
Haggerty could have gone basically anywhere in the country.
Yeah. And he chose the place that looked like where you're going to be able to go get the shots you want, K-State. That's why we liked it.
I don't think
it was a fit. This is great. This is perfect.
They've gotten Tyler Perry, Coleman Hawkins, and PJ Haggerty back to back years. And there's no way they're landing another 5-star. Like, I don't know how they would if money. Jacob, they're terrible. Like
I get it. They were terrible last year. They were terrible.
They weren't
the year
that bad.
That.
Last year, there was promise. There was promise to be seen in both of those years.
They haven't made the tournament. They've been totally irrelevant now for the third straight year. Irrelevant.
They won 7 straight games in the Big 12
and missed the NCAA tournament.
They were on a bubble last year.
They missed it.
They don't even know what the word. They're on the bubble for the CBI right now.
PJ Haggerty's not sitting at home thinking about how K-State was on the bubble, right? Like they're irrelevant right now. So my question becomes, are the people responsible for getting the resources to pay these players, are they still going to be interested in that? That becomes the question. Like nobody likes lighting money on fire. So what then? Like
honestly, listen to this conundrum that donors are now in. Hey, you've donated a couple mil for us for the past couple of years, so we're able to build these basketball rosters. You give them a call next year, they're gonna say, "Yeah, how about you just put that in a savings account until we get it to 18 million?" You know, like, why would you want to give your money back to them? Like,
I don't know. That's what so back to the point of like he's just lost and had like I don't have an answer for anybody. I don't know what it is. This group's not it. I mean, we've known that for a long time. Tang doesn't know what he doesn't know what to do. And that's a problem.
And I agree. And
that's
I'm
a
at
big
the part,
problem.
I'm at the point now where I mean, there's a little bit of empathy at play here. As I said earlier in the show, like, there's just no idea. Like, nobody has a clue of what's going on there.
I'm empathetic to the whole thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm empathetic to the fans. I'm empathetic to the university who got held over a fire for an extension they should have never signed.
People
I'm
are
empathetic to Jerome Tang, who
that's what I'm saying,
who is struggling mightily.
And listen, I get
everything.
I get the KU fans don't give a crap if they're bad or not. Like, that's the thing. But like, K-State fans are at the point now where like they're seeing they're laughing at this situation, and it's like, this is bad, guy. Like, this, like, I understand, like, it's comical how bad it has gotten, and I understand that's the part that's funny about this, but like, it sucks. Like, this is a bad situation for Kansas State University by all accounts of everything. The university, the athletics program, this hurts the football team when the basketball team is bad. You know what I mean? Like, it hurts everything.
Yeah, and they're laughing as a way to like try to just get through it and power through it.
And I get it. It's sports.
The problem with that is this is now year 3 of this. It's getting progressively worse, and there's still like 5 years to go without that buyout getting any better.
Jake, the thing that my mind goes to last night, this speech comes out of saying half these players aren't going to be here next year. I'd wear a paper bag too. Like, it's not even Valentine's Day. There's over a month of basketball left to play. You think this is an honest conversation? How many players are going to practice this morning at 6 a.m.? They're not gonna. They're gonna lose players by the end of the year.
Maybe. I imagine there are things within those agreements to get paid that they got to be there.
I mean,
maybe. Look, it's the first time the players have been challenged that way. I don't know. I try to like, how do you react to that if you're a player? Hawkins got a bad deal from the fans. That wasn't on Hawkins so much. K-State fans treated Coleman Hawkins like crap, which is not fair in my opinion. People were trying to have him be a player he never had been before. That's not the case with a star like Haggerty, right? Haggerty is supposed to be that kind of player and supposed to score and supposed to do all of these things. And so I don't know. Like, Haggerty scored 24 last night. He was pretty good, actually. So what else are you going to do? Like, is it Haggerty's fault? Are we talking about Haggerty here? He was pretty good last night. Who are we talking about? Which players?
Jerome Tang. Like, it's a trend, like that's the and you say like I Kamari McGriff was back. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
that's what I mean. Like, our excuses that we're using are running out.
I mean, you could run the Washburn Ichabods out there against Cincinnati and keep it within 30, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, Cincinnati is at the point where they were, coming after their head coach for apologizing for being terrible. Yeah. And then they just beat K-State by 30 points.
Yeah. And so that's my thing. Like, who doesn't want to be here? Who is, like, which guys are we disappointed in here, Coach? I mean, like, who's not given? Because sit them all down. Play Haggerty and a bunch of walk-ons if you need to. Like, I don't know who it is. Or maybe he's disappointed in Haggerty. Haggerty was the only player doing anything last night.
I mean, shoot, they only have 7 healthy players. Like,
how many walk-ons?
What can they do? Huh?
How many walk-ons do they have? You gotta have some healthy walk-ons, right? Make a statement. If you're gonna lose by 30 anyway, sit them all down. Play whoever. Run them out there. What's the worst that can happen? You get beat by 30 at home?
I know.
But
I don't know. I just have no idea where they go from here.
It's easy for us to sit here and say this. Clearly, it's lost, right? There is no answer, which is why Tang is frustrated, which is why he has changed his story about 6 times this year. He doesn't have the answer, which is a problem, which is the problem, is he doesn't have the answer, right? He can't find the thing that makes this team tick. And that's supposed to be the thing that he does really well. We don't question his motivational skills or those things. We, sometimes question the X's and O, I think fairly. This isn't supposed to be the thing that we question with Jerome Tang's teams.
And that's my biggest problem with what happened last night is that if there's a thing you want to point at, like it feels, I'm not trying to throw dirt or anything, but it feels glaringly, maybe obvious that it's a Jerome Tang problem.
What is
whenever
this year? Yeah.
When the trend is just showing you that's what it is. Like, you can't just sit there and say, like, yeah, this roster sucks. Like, this was a roster that was a preseason right outside the top 25. Like, they were right there. And if I'm not mistaken on that, they were up there.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
And, like, and then to just tell everybody, like, these guys don't care. Half of them won't be here next year. The players are terrible. We're going to practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Like, that to me is just like, man, like, I'm tired of the different stories.
The stories don't matter to me. The results matter, and the results suck. So, a coach grasping for air in a post-game press conference because he doesn't know what the answers are. I'm more concerned that he doesn't know what the answers are than whatever he says after the game, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't care what he says after the game. I'm far more concerned that he cannot figure out how to get this team to play well. That's what bothers me. All right, we'll come back. We got another hour of Sports Daily. We'll get Tim Fitzgerald's take on it in the next hour. He joins us. We've got more. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you. Another hour here on the program. Thanks for being with us. All the different places that you are. On the air here on KFH, Facebook, YouTube, X, of course, watching us on 12 News Connected, listening to us on the Odyssey app. We appreciate you all the different ways. You can get in touch with the program, 869-1240. If you are driving around, if you're on the video streams, you can just leave us comments right there. We appreciate your we're just, bummed after a really bad basketball night. It's all what's on tap. We're going to have Tim Fitzgerald coming for you later as well. Brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter at all 3 WBC locations. Treat yourself and your sweetie to this special seasonal brew. Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter, infused with Coca Dolce chocolate, available now at WBC Pizza and Beer, made here. It was a really stupid night of basketball. Is that fair? Is that a fair adjective?
It was, and I bet in your watching of it, there's some headlines that you didn't see.
There are. So I'm actually looking forward to the headlines that I missed because it was a wasted night on bad basketball. So here we go. Hit it, Max.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
Sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see. We actually have a notable sports headline that I'm almost confident you didn't see. Have you seen the Chiefs running back coach hire?
No, I thought they brought in the guy that was already familiar with Bieniemy.
Let me double check it's running back coach, but they hired a coach yesterday. Please hold. Please hold. Running backs coach on Andy Reid's staff, DeMarco Murray.
No way.
Yes.
Former Cowboy great, former Oklahoma
That's right.
Sooner.
That's right. That's pretty
love
cool.
that. I don't know if he's a good coach.
He's been at Oklahoma for the last 3 or 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. So he's making the jump to college, or from college to pro. He's going to come to Chiefs. DeMarco Murray is going to be a Chief. Not that way, though. That's headline one.
I like it. No, I did miss that. DeMarco Murray was awesome.
Yep. Headline two. You might have seen this one. Iowa lawmakers are trying to pull a page out of the state of Kansas book, and they're trying to lure the Chicago Bears to Iowa. Where in Iowa can a stadium go?
Oh God, we got to pull up a map for that.
I mean, isn't Des Moines the biggest city?
Well, yeah, but that's too far. Let's see. Let me just pull it up real quick. Chicago to Iowa?
I mean, that's the drive. Like, it's not a suburb.
Oh, no,
it's
yeah,
not. It's not Gary, Indiana.
You gotta drive across the whole state to get to Cedar Rapids.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
you put in Waterloo.
That's cute. I'll say that. How about that? That's cute.
But they're one in the mix. They
just spend a bunch of money on Soldier Field. We need to get a Chicago insider in. I feel like they just invested a crap load of money at Soldier Field.
It feels like that story's been going on. I mean, that's been going on for 5 years. Like, it feels like, of where the Bears are going to end up. I've seen the renderings of the Arlington Stadium and everything, and nobody still has any idea where they're going to go. Talk about the Royals. I feel like the Bears are the bigger mess than him. All right. We're going to go to Syracuse last night. Cal versus the struggling Orange. It just keeps getting worse. Last night there was a power outage in the Carrier Dome, and so there wasn't a scoreboard. They couldn't put a score bug on the screen because there wasn't a score. They eventually got it figured out, but the scoreboard was broken basically, and they couldn't get the score bug to work on ESPN. And so nobody knew what the score was as you were watching the game. So apparently they had to keep cutting away to like literally one of the boxes that keeps the score. The electronic version of that. But yes, I mean, some of that nature. Yes.
My son's 6-year-old basketball set last year, they had like those little numbers that you flip to show the score. That'd be great. Yeah. God, that's terrible. That's a big arena to lose power.
Yeah, it's a football arena. Yeah. And then last one that I know you know about, but we need to bring up: the Big 12 is getting a glass court.
Mm-hmm. I am all for the Big 12 doing whatever it takes. I think we're getting just a little bit too overhyped on this thing.
I mean, it's cool if it actually is like, you know. If there's no drop off from a normal court to this, like I know that
I need to know.
There was a story a couple of years ago when it was used in the All-Star game that the people in the dunk contest didn't like it because it didn't play the same as the wood on terms of springiness and traction. I guess I don't really know.
I can see the springiness going down. Do we have a cost on the court?
A cost? I have no idea.
So this is what like the investment here. One, yeah, you're choosing a pretty risky time to roll that out, but you know, whatever. I would have to know, because to me, like, the value that this brings the Big 12 is only in people talking about it. So like all the times you'll have big national people, whoever, watching this and talking about it and it getting the traction on social, all that stuff, like that's its value, because you're not going to sell more tickets, I don't think, because of it. You're not going to renegotiate a television deal because of it. I don't think it's helping players recruit, helping teams recruit players. I think all the return only comes in the buzz around the league and it being talked about in any capacity, which I don't have a problem with, by the way. I just want to know how much it costs and if that's going to be worth it.
Yeah, it may gain you a few viewers on TV, I think. But again, like the thing that I said about this is that it's the Big 12. Like, no offense, but this feels like a very American conference thing to do. Like the Big 12, like, and it's Brett Yormark. I understand Brett Yormark has pushed the limits of what is, creativity and everything like that. But like this I don't know. In my mind, this is a funny way to think about this. This feels very Big 12 football, not Big 12 basketball. Big 12 basketball, you can just roll out the meat and potatoes, and everybody will be happy.
You can.
And Big 12 football, you maybe need a little spin zone to make it a little extra.
I always think of Brett Yormark as an old school wrestling promoter. Like, it feels like he cut his teeth in the WWE because it's all about flash. I don't want to say it's all sizzle and no steak, because there's lots of steak, but it's like all sizzle too.
It feels like, but that's my point, is that in Big 12 basketball, like, listen, we've got a filet mignon in front of us. Like, what are we putting this chimichurri on it for? It's fine. You know what the saying always is, that if you ask somebody for steak sauce after you cook the steak, you want to punch them in the face.
I think it's chimichurri.
Is the H not silent? I thought that
I could be wrong about that. I don't put chimichurri or curry.
Whatever it is. You see, you know why you don't? Because your steaks taste good enough. Like
I'd eat it though. I'd eat it, and maybe
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You go.
Maybe
you go to old whatever 6S Steakhouse. That's a good steak in Wichita. Go order a nice fillet, and then look at that waiter or waitress and say, "Hey, can I get some A1 Heinz 57?"
That's my.
They'll be like, go tell. Can you tell the cook that I need some Heinz 57 for the steak? He'll come out and spit in your face. Like,
you know what I would say to that cook? Can you tell that cook to kiss my rear because I'm buying this steak and I'll cover it in ketchup if I want to. You'll do exactly what I say because I just paid $80 for that fillet. That's what I would say.
Anyways, as I'm saying here, is the Big 12 is this real nice, medium rare, thick cut fillet, and it's like we're just dumping Heinz 57 on it because it might make it a little cooler.
I get it. I totally get what you're saying, and it's probably unnecessary, but I'm gonna reserve the right to sit and watch 8 million followers worth of social media accounts talk about that court and talk about the Big 12, and then I'll be like, okay, it's fine. It was
in the same breath as maybe unnecessary as it feels like it was, or gimmicky that it feels like it was. It's really cool, and I'm gonna like it. And so a little part of me is glad that the Big 12, which is my conference, did it first. But like, I could have just watched this in the Pac-12 or the WCC or the American. Like, that's where it feels like this kind of thing would go. But like, at the end of the day, it's better than the court that we've seen the last 2 years.
I agree with that. That one hurts your eyes a little bit. So look, I
like that court.
I got no issues with it as long as it plays right. And I do think there's a chance it plays weird. But again, let's see how it's received as it's rolled out. But they're making too much of a big deal. Like, I don't.
What I'm curious about, and they haven't said this part, I need to know is that because you can literally just put anything on the LEDs. Like, you can make it look like you're playing in space. Like, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, but literally, you can put TikToks on there and watch TikToks while they're playing basketball. Like, I wonder what they're going to do. Like, is the home team going to get to make the court what they want it to? Are they going to change the court to look like whoever's winning in the game? I hope they change it.
I would imagine it'll be like nothing other than during breaks. And during breaks, it feels like you're at a rave. That would be my guess. Like, you'll get nothing during the game, right? Nothing will happen. And then like during timeouts or during commercials or whatever, then you'll start to see that thing just, go nuclear and be a hype thing. I don't know. Playing on glass does seem a little strange.
I've seen, though, BYU just practiced on one in Orlando, and they said that like you can hear the sneakers squeak, like you'd have no idea. So I mean, they wouldn't do it if it was something like, but like there's a history that NBA players complained about it, but what's the validity in that? I don't know.
They complain about everything. They complain about having to actually do their jobs, 3 times a week. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in what the complaints of NBA guys right now. All right, we'll come back. We got more Sports Daily. Tim Fitzgerald later this hour. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to have you here. You want to win some HTO? You can do that right now with us. Just text the keyword T to the short code 20357. That'll get you a free cup of iced tea, and you can use it at either East Wichita, West Wichita, or Derby. More than 25 flavors to choose from. While you're in there, you might check out the new Energy Refreshers. There are 2 new flavors, sweet and spicy, hot honey and very berry refreshers, all the rage with the energy that you need. Well, check it out. Message and data rate supply on the contest. Again, it's T to the short code 20357. We come back in here.
I got it. Hold on. Can I hijack the show?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Bill Self last night? Did you see this?
No.
Hawk Talk last night. Hawk Talk with Brian Haney. Gave an update on the Darren Peterson situation. This is verbatim. This is the Mike Vernon verbatim. This is what he said at Hawk Talk, though. I'm just taking it from Mike Vernon's Twitter. Full disclosure. Bill Self at Hawk Talk on Darren Peterson. Well, Darren was sick against Utah and wasn't very effective by his standards at all, but he didn't feel well. I mean, he's got all the doctors and everybody working with him beginning the game before the game on Saturday and practice Sunday. It got worse, but adrenaline is going to kick in and he's going to be able to play. He said he could and everything, but I was told there's an even chance that he wasn't going to probably feel up to doing it. So he did shoot around on Monday, but could tell he didn't feel well, but he tried. Then came out there to do the warm-up, the stretching, the soft stuff that you do before you actually start warming up. And I thought that he was out there. Then I went back to the locker room right before we addressed the team. 5 minutes before we addressed the team, I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Oh, coach." And the doctor said, "No, I can't let him go." So that's where that was.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if that's all verbatim to the truth, but it tracks what we thought was possible, even when you see text.
The only thing
matters.
The only thing that I have, a problem with, and not even a problem, just the one thing that sticks out to me is that there's an injury report for a reason, and whether the coaches use it or not, it's a mandated injury report by the Big 12 conference. And
does sickness have to be reported?
I mean, if they're not going to play,
I'm asking that legitimately.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
a legitimate question.
If there is an even chance that he doesn't play, by definition, that means questionable.
I know that in the pros, illness gets listed. I legitimately don't know in college.
I mean, the thing is that there's no rule, but precedent. K-State played at TCU and they had the flu, and they had two guys that played with the flu. They were both listed as questionable game time decisions or something like that, basically. And so it's
when
KU didn't put anything down.
When does the final list come out?
10 minutes before the game. And he was never on it until he was on it. I mean, I don't think he was ever on it because I think that it came out right before the news.
Feel better if it comes out 10 minutes before the game. I don't know.
But there's updates the day before, that morning, midday, it updates it. And he was asked about it by Jordan Gusky, and Bill Self said, "Well, I didn't put him on there because I thought he was going to play. I thought the adrenaline was going to kick in and he was going to play." And then he joked with them and said, "You sound like you're betting on the games." And at the end of the day, the coaches don't use it, so I guess it doesn't matter. It's kind of there for betting purposes, which is kind of slimy, and I don't like that part of it. But I wish it was used more the NFL uses it.
I mean, it's an integrity thing, which is important.
That's my thing. Is that you can say, and the coaches don't give a damn about this for some reason, which I don't really understand why they don't. But but also in the same breath, if Darren Peterson's on there, you're gonna know about it. They're gonna give a damn about that. But it's a mandated thing by the Big 12. Why didn't you put him on there? That's the confusing part of all this stuff.
That's for them to sort out. If he went on 10 minutes before the game, or we learned 3 minutes before the game, I don't really care. Personally, I'm
not saying that. I'm not saying
wasn't altered.
I'm saying the fact
because there was
if he was sick. If he was sick on Saturday and Sunday, why did nobody know about it?
It's a good question.
And I'm not saying I'm not putting a 10 cap on here. I'm just saying it feels like it's mishandling.
Like this, Rick says it's just another excuse. Self is covering because.
And that's the part that I have such a problem with is the fact that I don't think that it's a conspiracy, but again, we're sitting here and it's it leaves a door open for one.
Well, what I'm saying is you probably don't say he's sick against Utah because it sounds like an excuse as to why he didn't play great. So and if you're Self and if you're Peterson dealing with these cramps, nobody can figure out. Now, if you come out and say, "Oh, he's questionable because he's sick," nobody's going to believe you anyway. So that's my point, I guess. They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't.
At the end of the day, if Darren Peterson doesn't play in a game, people are just going to come after him anyways at this point.
KU fans that do not like Darren Peterson, okay, that's not going to change. Period. Full stop. There's a section that do not, but understand he's necessary for their goals, and so that's how they approach it, right? I don't like him, but we'll take it. And then there's a section of KU fans who are like, "Man, this has been a bummer, but he's out of this world, and I can't wait for him to play as much as he can." I mean, to me, that's from what I've heard from KU fans, that's what you've got. You've got Rick. Rick does not and will not like Darren Peterson. There are a lot of KU fans out there like that. Won't happen no matter what happens the rest of the way. There's a group that's annoyed by this, and there's the necessary evil component. And then there's the group that's like, you guys all need to be quiet. This team's really good and he makes us better. So glad he's here. And I probably fall more in that camp as far as an observer. As frustrating as it is what it is, right? They're a good team that has a chance to win a national championship if he goes.
I think that I don't know. I feel like there may have been a narrative shift if they would have lost against Arizona. But I think the fact that they won that game lets people live in that space. And I think it helps push people towards that space more of saying that, like, this team's really good and anything that Darren Peterson does is gravy. Like, if he didn't play and then they lost that game or whatever, he came out early against West Virginia and they lost to West Virginia like it was a month ago. Like, that's when all the people came out about, like, just tell him to go home. Like, it's fine. Like, we don't even care anymore. Like, we don't even want him here. Like, now they've evolved past that. And now they're at the point now where it's like, okay, well, they're good enough without him. Like, we'll just take what we can get because we're good enough to win a Big 12 title without Darren Peterson. If you can beat Arizona, you absolutely are good enough to win a Big 12 title without Darren Peterson. And now it's just like, yeah, we'll just take an extra 15 points, 20 points a night, whatever you can give us is gravy. Right?
It is gravy. It's gravy. Okay. But again, if that's the worst case scenario, that's fine. Yes. What I want to know is there still a scenario where he just all of a sudden is
and
fine?
That's what I've been saying the entire, like, and it's not okay. Especially it's not okay if this was the expectation, if the conspiracy thing is right, and he's not going to play more than XYZ, or if the expectation on February 14th, on February 12th is that, this is just what it's going to happen. He's just not going to play in all of the games. It's just like, guys, like, the games matter. Like, we can't just act like they don't matter, and it's fine if he wants to play or not.
My expectation is that he'll play 25 to 35 minutes in every game he doesn't cramp. I mean, that's my expectation. So I don't think that's an unreasonable expectation. The challenge with the expectation is you don't know when he'll cramp.
My biggest part, and I'm with you, and we've said, like, we don't want him to play hurt, obviously. Like, one, because KU won't be as good if he's playing hurt, and two, it wouldn't be good for him. So, but, like, the one thing that I think that you can control is that what fans think about the situation, basically. And, fans can't be content with just saying that, well, he's just going to play 20 minutes and that's just what's going to happen. Like, fans should be upset when that happens. Not mad at him, but, like, they should be upset. They shouldn't be like, well, it's Darren Peterson. That's what's going to happen. Like, fans should say that sucks every single time that it happens.
Yeah, it sucks that he didn't play, but it's not like a personal attack.
Correct. You don't need to be mad.
It sucks. I want to see him play every game.
Yes. Like, fans shouldn't just go to bed at night and just think like, man, I hope we get 20 minutes from Darren Peterson tomorrow. Like, whenever he comes out of the game, you should throw your hands up and say, you got to be kidding me. And
yeah, that's fine. Again, I just am not going to take it as like a personal attack.
Correct.
Viking on YouTube says, wait for this. KU beats Arizona without Darren Peterson. He comes back this weekend and they lose to Iowa State on the road. Can't wait to hear that conversation.
But that's the conversation we had a month ago, remember?
It is, and it's possible because Iowa State just got disappointed. They just had a
Who
real
was
disappointing
that?
loss.
Yeah,
They're going to be pissed.
Who was that back at? It was like in the non-con, wasn't it, where he didn't play, and it was like, oh yeah, they won all the players era stuff, and then they came back, and then it's just like, whoa, maybe they were better without Darren Peterson. Again, and then he scored 100 points in 20 minutes.
The cheat code for KU will be being able to do both, and what we saw against Arizona means they're getting closer. That's why, and Bill Self said it. That's why he was so emotional and excited after the game, because he knows, like, we just did that and we still are not our best. And I don't think that just means because Darren Peterson didn't play. I think it means, like, the entire team is getting better.
Yeah.
The entire team is.
I agree.
And they have this other player who's also really good, happens to do the thing that they need really badly, which is give them an outside shooter. But, like, the ceiling is just, it's still getting higher. And the more that this team can play well with and without Peterson, the better it's going to be in the tournament. Because what happens to me is you can have a game like Texas Tech is the perfect example of what KU's capable of, which is Darren Peterson's not playing well or he's not playing, right? Like either one of those scenarios, and you're right in there with a top team. Because your defense is so good, because Melvin Council has become a great scorer in the sense that he can go get him even when the team's cold because he can get himself to the line, all that stuff. He attacks the basket, right? You have all that. And then, oh, by the way, at the end of the game, hey, Peterson, why don't you go get us 2 quick buckets? Boom. Like that game is a good example of the best of both worlds. Peterson was a non-factor in that game until he hit those 2 threes. So they both were in a position without him, and then with him right at the end, he put them where they needed to be. Like that's what it is for KU. Like they're all getting better. All of them are getting better. They're becoming better players. They're becoming a better team. And now you can add in the most talented player in the country. Great. Because you're good even without him. Just put him in the mix. Like, that's why I think Bill Self is so visibly excited about the possibilities for this team. Because it really is all out there. And yeah, they absolutely could go to Iowa State and lose. They've been on a heater. It's the Big 12. It's going to be Ames. They're going to be nuts.
Are they favored in that game?
I cannot imagine that they'll be favored in that game. No way. And if they are, I might bet Iowa State. That's a tough spot for KU.
Are there only 2 losses are KU and TCU, aren't they? Is that right?
In conference?
In total. They were undefeated when they lost to KU.
I think they've lost one more since then. Let me double check. I think they have 3.
Because they're number 5.
Checking. I thought they had a 3rd loss after they lost to Kansas. We need hold music. That's what we need. And then it takes me to women's basketball. Sorry. Now checking again. Iowa State has 3 losses.
Who else was it?
They've lost a Big 12 game.
Who's the other one?
Man, you're killing
Just
us.
Click Iowa State ESPN.com schedule.
I've already gone to a different place though. They lost 2 in a row. Yeah, they lost at Cincinnati right after they lost to Kansas. They're 8-3. This is a big game. Kansas
see that K-State fans don't feel so bad. Don't feel so bad. Cincinnati beats everybody.
Yeah, except in Manhattan.
No.
It's a monstrous game. Iowa State's still really good. Ken Pom has been big on Iowa State all year. Let's see if that changed. Yeah, they still have them 7. They still have them ahead of Kansas in Ken Pom. They're 7. Kansas is 12. They're very good, and they're going to be very good at home. And they've gotten much better defensively, and they're still a top offense. So it's going to be hard. And what a great opportunity for Darren Peterson to hopefully feel good and go have a big game and hopefully not cramp up because he'd gone 2 games without the cramps.
Speaking of Ken Pom, topic change. Speaking of Ken Pom, been waiting on this one. Kansas State Wildcats are now 105 in the Ken Pom. Wichita State is 91. Wichita State has jumped K-State in the Ken Pom.
I'm still so mad about the Shocker loss last night. I'm so mad about the Shocker loss last night because they didn't play well. If they'd have played well and lost, I wouldn't be mad.
It just feels like last night in the arena, because it was a pretty decent crowd. Like, it wasn't the crowd they wanted, but like that, there was some runs where it got loud because there's a lot of GA tickets, a lot of students in there.
Well, it gets loud when it's half full.
Exactly. Like it was loud, and it was like, you could tell like they were trying to manufacture something, like the fans were, because Shocker fans are smart, as the coaches have always said. Like, they understand when runs need to happen and things like that. Like, they're sitting there and it's like, okay, here let's get loud on defense. We need to stop. And then it's like, okay, please score and we'll blow the roof off this place. And then they didn't. And then it was like, all right, let's try that again. Like, we're going to give you something. If you can just make a 3, we will go berserk for you.
2 for 17 down the stretch. Ooh. It was such a bummer loss. And again, if it was like a great playing loss, fine. But it wasn't. They didn't play good. We got a YouTuber, and I'm not going to it's just a bunch of random letters, but we appreciate it either way. Missed free throws, unforced turnovers, poor shot selection. Someone tell Berg to go straight up on a rebound for a putback, never bring
it.
The ball
is
back
literally
up.
The whole arena. You can just hear the whole arena. It's just like he gets the rebound and it's like, and then you just see the dribble.
Love-hate thing ever.
You see the dribble, and it's just
Berg was a monster last night. He was a monster.
I still think that like the catalyst of the team will be how well Will Berg plays is going to be the end.
I will tell you this because I didn't know what to think about Berg before the year. He didn't really play. He's a junior. You get him back. Be careful, Shocker fans. Be nice. You get him back with a full off season and the ability to just say, we're going to work on your offense. Think about how much better offensively Kenny Poto got as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do that with the raw physical talent and skill set he already has. And you could absolutely be looking at a dude that averages 15 and 10 next year. No, I mean, because we can all see it, right? And he can too. He just hasn't had a chance to play a lot of college basketball until this year. Like if he can figure that offensive rebound turned right back into a putback opportunity thing out, he's a
at the
huge
end of the day,
asset.
like at the end of the day with Will Berg, and this is why Paul Mills loves him so much. And it hadn't always been that way. Like he played pretty timid in the non-conference.
Right.
Like he does not play timid at like he will break his arm for you at this point. Like it is insane how hard that dude plays. He gets at what seems like he had 30 offensive rebounds. Like he is on the floor 30 times a game. Like you can't teach that. Like that is something that you can build upon. And that's why I think that like the way the roster is built that we've talked about so much is that they shoot a bunch of threes and they've got a guy that can clean up misses. Like it works when it works.
But man, it looks bad when they miss a bunch like they did last night.
Correct.
Oh, Tim Fitzgerald's in next.
You gotta make some of those threes.
You gotta make some. Tim Fitzgerald's in next. Let's talk about the latest Jerome Tang post game when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
It's 9/1240.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is an insider interview with Tim Fitzgerald, our KState Insider. Go powercat.com. All the latest on K-State. Fitz, do you still have a paper bag on your head this morning?
No, I didn't have one. I didn't go. Seriously, I had other
Which is
things
even
to
worse,
do.
by the way. That's even
What's that?
worse, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had someone there. Or Ryan Gilbert covers basketball. I had other work to focus on, and honestly, it's not that important anymore. It's important in the fact that people will rage watch videos. You know, that's good for business, but it's just not. I don't see the purpose right now of continuing hammering on them because it's over. There's no saving this ship. It is on its side and sinking fast.
Fitz, you missed your opportunity last night. You could have asked a question in that press conference if you would have gotten it off in a minute and a half.
I had more than 2 questions.
Too bad.
I have so many questions that I would have been talking to myself because the coach would have left after the first 2 questions, apparently.
It's like he's tried everything, Fitz.
Yeah.
Like you're out of. Like first you're gonna blame the NCAA, and then you're gonna blame the media, and then maybe you're gonna blame the fans, and then you're gonna try to defend your players and say you've got their back and nobody else understands, and then you're gonna now blame the players. And I just like I don't know what else he's gonna say. Like it's none of it's working.
Yeah, I mean again, he built the ship with holes in the hull and now he's like, the ship won't float. It's got to be the crew's fault. But I do agree. No matter what he says at this point, he's under fire. People are like, he's blaming the players. I watched the game and I'm blaming the players.
Sure.
Look, they may not have been prepared. They may not have been well coached, but at the very least, you can give effort. And they just don't give a damn. They're getting their money. It's very apparent. This is exactly the dark side of NIL, that you can construct a roster where getting paid is more important than competing. And when players get to that point, it's a really boring product. I suddenly find myself talking about the NBA. Huh, that's weird.
The thing that's scary to me about this, Fitz, is that obviously it's bad and everybody knows that it's bad. And now, like, the story has just spiraled so far that we're at the point where it's not even Valentine's Day, and Jerome Tang is telling players in a press conference that most of them won't be wearing the jersey. Like, that part to me feels like it's going up in flames. And then last night he kind of threw gasoline on everybody, and it's just like the sand in the hourglass, like the hole got widened last night, if you will.
Yeah, and you know what? That is the funniest thing, that they won't be wearing the uniform next year. That's been true of his teams every year.
Yeah, even if they made the tournament, they weren't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, he's returned 4 players at most. I don't even know anymore. That's been so true from the very start. They've never been loyal to the program, or they were never paid to be loyal to KState. They were paid to come in and play basketball, and they've done that. Not well, but yeah, it's over. I mean, it's reached the point now where it's untenable that you just simply can't bring him back. He doesn't have any answers. He's picked a roster of players that he apparently can't reach, and that, at the end of the day, people are right. That is 100% on the coach. You pick the team, and if the team isn't performing, you got to blame the person who picked it at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, now the question becomes to have the resources and the confidence among the people that help make those things happen to go get different players, at least ones that are going to be able to compete in the Big 12.
Yeah. I mean, but this is a perfect example of money doesn't solve it. I mean, K-State's got to have one of the highest NILs in the Big 12, and they're dead last. It's about identifying talent, identifying the right personalities, not just picking great players, but putting together a team that fits together, that fills the roles. It's almost like they just randomly go win bidding wars for players, and then expect those players to be loyal to the school and not to the money, the bag of money they just got handed. So we keep repeating the same thing. Yep. And from those comments, it sounds like if he's back next year, he's going to do it all over again.
That's the part to me, Fitz, is that I think that Jacob and I have both kind of been in the camp where it's like $18 million is a lot of money. Like, I don't know if they can stomach spending $18 million on a buyout, but it's like, it's gotten to the point where there wasn't a ton of optimism, and there hasn't been the last couple of years, but at least you could hang your hat on, like, well, they upset some teams. Like, they were, maybe if they got some other pieces, and then you look at this year, and it's like, even if all these guys leave, like, it's going to be harder to bring back a roster. Like, who wants to come play for the team that was dead last in the Big 12, regardless of how much money they're going to pay you? Who wants to come play for the coach that just said all of his players won't be coming back next year? Like, the optimism is shrinking.
The sad truth is there's players out there that would still come for the money because they're not interested in achievement.
Maybe that's why you're in last place.
Yeah, it almost strikes me that they have done a marvelous job of including PJ Haggerty, of finding guys that aren't NBA quality, who want to make some NBA money, at least feel like they're close to it in their final year of college. The motivation isn't winning games. The motivation isn't achievement or, playing really good basketball. It's just, what is my check coming? And if you've got workers, no matter what your job, that are only interested in the check, you're not going to have a good product. And if they're not invested in the company, if you can't get them invested in the success as a totality, you're doomed, whether it's basketball or a sales force. And here we are. It's unbelievable. Just when you think it can't get worse, they pull it off, and that alone is an achievement worth noting.
There you go. The segment here from Rodney on YouTube asked Fitz what questions he would have asked against Coach Tang. It's an interesting question, Fitz, because we watch the games, and it's at the point now that nobody cares about the questions that you could ask. Not a single one of them has to do with X's and O's. That's the point of the season we're at.
Yeah, I think that the question that would have been most entertaining and is simply, what's your team doing that you really like? What are you as a basketball coach, what's this team's strength? Yeah.
I don't know. And that's the interest. That's the thing, is that we've talked a long time about the press conference saga that's been going on, and coaches know that that's not the place where you go to talk to your team. We talked about this a couple weeks ago where he went up there and he's like, I'm going to ride with my guys. I'm going to do this for my guys. And it's coach, at the very least, the press conference is supposed to be where you're supposed to talk to the fans, and the fans that show up and pay the bills, basically. And then you do what happened last night. And as you're saying, you could have said something along the lines of this didn't work. We're going to find a way to do this. But in the same breath, they got their doors blown off. Literally nothing worked at all. I don't know what he could have said last night.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get a couple technicals so he could go to the locker room.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to watch that. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that can be said now that satisfies anyone, whether it's Jerome Tang, the AD, the fans, the media. There's no right answer now. It's just all the house is fully engulfed with flames, and standing on the curb thinking, can we save it, is not worth your time.
It's not good. It's just not good all around. I told Jacob as the show started after a shocker loss last night that could have had them in first place, and then K-State gets absolutely destroyed by Cincinnati, who wants to fire their coach. Then maybe we should pick up some hobbies, stop doing this whole sports thing. There was another press conference in Manhattan yesterday. Did you go to that one?
Yeah.
There you go. Let's talk about football.
Oh, good. Oh, thank goodness.
How was that? How was Peterson and Gleason? What's your impression?
They're good. Young minds. My daily delivery is not going till later today because I gave my slot to Ryan Gilbert to rage about basketball. Let's get it out of our systems. But they're impressive. I do warn Sean Gleason that he will be the most hated coach on the staff simply because he is offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he won't be calling plays, but he'll still get blamed for that because nobody wants to blame Colin. But the offensive coordinator, they'll hang you out to dry. Everyone, though, is going to love Jordan Peterson, the defensive coordinator. Everyone loves the defensive coordinator. And he's entertaining. He's high energy, young, dynamic. And it appears he and Colin, their families are intertwined, and it's a pretty good pairing of offensive and defensive minds. And I think, being at KU just a few years ago gives them a really interesting perspective on the conference and what K-State football is about.
What's the biggest difference you think between, what Klanderman was and what Peterson will be? Is there any indication? I know that K-State, kind of had a major shift in their defense in the final couple of years there, the way that they lined up. Do you have any indication of what that'll look like?
Well, we asked him, I think it was Kellis Robinette from the Eagle, asked him, what are you thinking about formations, 3-man front, 4-man front? He said, we're going to do it all, which scares me because I've seen players get lost playing flag football. He wants to make preparations more difficult. And you go back to the 24 season for Kansas State, they were mixing 3- and 4-man front. They're primarily 3-man front. And at the start of this past year, they said, we're going to keep both 3- and 4-man front. They were almost exclusively 4-man front this year. And I think they got predictable and exactly what Jordan Peterson said. Coach Peterson said, look, I don't want people to know what we're going to throw at them. We're going to be multiple. And he said, correctly said, now we got to make sure the guys can all be on the same page and under those roles. And we have to simplify it as best we can while switching defenses from 3, 4-man front, 2, 3 linebackers, and whatever you need on the back end, whether it's pass heavy or run heavy. It's going to be interesting, and I think he's going to be highly aggressive.
There you go. Countdown is on for Big 12 Media Day, I guess, for football season. Did I see you talked to Colin Klein? Is that podcast out?
Nope, it'll be out Friday. It's we've revamped and rebooted our Fighting Ever Fighting podcast. It'll drop on Fridays from now until maybe early August.
There you go. You can hear Colin Klein and Tim Fitzgerald chatting it up. 2 Manhattan guys. Fitz, appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
All right, we'll come right back. A little bit more Sports Daily on the way.
Lightning